Hello, my name is Jerry Corton. I've been in the business of developing medical respiratory devices for 30 years, having recently sold my company Versamed to GE Healthcare. The Alvio team has developed one of the most exciting opportunities I've seen in recent years. The CEO, Bezar Kush, and his team are an extremely creative group with a proven track record of over 20 products in the consumer market with 2 successful exits and a demonstrated expertise in gaming, user experience, and big data analytics. I see great things coming from Alvio.
Good evening. I'm Corey Wilson-Worth, and I'm one of the co-founders of Alvio. We've heard a number of terrific presentations here today, so I thought perhaps before we dive into some of the details and tell you about some of these wonderful things, let's take a moment and do something together. Let's all take a deep breath together, and I mean everyone, everybody standing in the back. Inhale, hold it, exhale. That felt good, right? Unfortunately, for 50 million Americans, the simple act of taking a breath like that is not so easy. Like Leo here. Leo has asthma. Or rather, asthma has him. I say this because asthma gets to decide whether or not he can go out and play with his friends, or whether his mom's going to have to cancel an important meeting at the office to pick him up from school unexpectedly. Asthma is the most common chronic disease affecting Americans. And 83% of patients and parents are concerned about overmedication and are looking for alternative solutions. Turns out, when patients track their condition and their symptoms and exercise their lungs, studies have shown they can reduce the need for inhaler medication by up to 86%. 86%. I was blown away the first time I heard that. But it raises an important question. If all it takes is tracking and training, how come a kid like Leo isn't doing this to improve his condition? Because unfortunately, these are the types of devices that asthma patients are given today. Devices that don't offer that tracking, don't offer any training, or just simply not engaging. Think about it. If you had to use one of these devices every single day, how long do you think you would stick with it? This is why we developed Alvio. It's a breathing trainer that's been designed, built, and tested to rigorous international medical device standards. But the great thing is, to a kid like Leo, it's none of these things. To Leo, it's simply a game controller. But instead of using his thumbs, he controls the action with his breath. And all the games that we've been developing, they're all based on clinically accepted respiratory protocols. So there are games like this one. It's the equivalent of weightlifting for your lungs. By inhaling and exhaling through the device, you move the character up and down on screen and collect rewards. And again, those rewards were placed based on medical protocols. Or there are games like, there's even a dial on the bottom of the device, which changes the resistance level, which is the equivalent of adding more weights to your dumbbell bar at the gym. Now, or there are games like this one, which measures how hard you can exhale. Turns out this is a very important indicator in diagnosing the severity of your asthma. Just don't tell this kid. She's having way too much fun to think about that. Because it's a connected device, parents can track their child's symptoms more closely than ever. They can see how frequently they're using it, and they can see how their symptoms are progressing over time. And they can get notified by text message or email, potentially before an attack happens. So what does all this fun and games mean to Leo and his mom? Because it's fun and engaging, Leo's routinely doing his exercises. This is giving him the confidence that he can go out and play with his friends and not be as concerned about having an asthma attack. And because it's mobile and cloud connected, his parents can track his condition more closely than ever. Parents like Leo's are eager for these types of solutions, so they're going to be our first target market. We'll be offering Alvio at $199, which will include the initial application. Our team's working on additional games, and those will be available for download as well. And we're also going to be working on advanced analytics and reporting, being able to push out more higher quality information to customers, which will be available on a monthly subscription basis. So when we look at the 25 million people in the United States with asthma, and even discounting for things like income level and whatnot, we know the market opportunity for this first product is over $1 billion. We're also extremely pleased to be announcing that we're about to begin our first clinical study with one of the top hospitals in the United States. This is giving us access to hundreds of kids and parents with asthma, and it's giving us the opportunity to perfect the device prior to commercialization. But now, as I said earlier, there are 50 million people in the United States whose breathing challenges impact their quality of life. We're in discussions now with 2 additional hospitals, allowing us to look at other age groups and other conditions such as bronchitis and emphysema, and those recovering from surgery. These 50 million patients represent a market opportunity of this first product of over $11 billion. Now, there's no question that healthcare is becoming more connected and more personalized every day. And Alvio is poised to be the product that's going to own the breathing space. And we have assembled the perfect team to make this happen. We have deep experience in interactive education, user experience design, and medical device development. Between the 4 founders, we've started over 8 companies, and we've brought dozens of interactive and health products to market. And our medical advisors, they're some of the international experts that wrote the seminal papers on breathing training for asthma and for bronchitis and for emphysema. But what unites us all is one shared vision, that Leo and his parents and 50 million others like them are using Alvio, taking fewer medications, and taking back control of their condition so they can all breathe easy. If you are as excited about this opportunity as we are, I welcome you to come speak with any of us after the presentation. Thank you.